Hey love bugs, so today is a tutorial combining both cool tones and warm tones. I hope that you enjoy. Leave a comment letting me know what kind of videos you would like to see in the near future. And if you're curious to see how I created this look, go ahead and just keep on watching. Starting with my Morphe PK36 brush, I'm taking this guy from my Viseart Grand Pro. I've already primed my eyelids using my Mica Beauty Eye Primer and set it down with a powder. Just using very light amount of pressure and blending. I'm going to switch back and forth between that shade and this shade. This lighter shade I'm going to use to blend the edges to get a soft transition. So I'm adding some of that darker shade. I'm going to take some of the lighter shade to take the top half of that. Taking the next in line, this guy, I'm going to continue to deepen that crease area. I'm going to take a combination of these two. I'm going to go back and forth between the two. First with the orange. And just blend that lightly into the crease right on top of everything else, but trying to keep that faded look. We want everything to transition nicely. And then the mustard shade to balance it all out. I'm going to amp up the depth a little bit and focus it on the outer half of that crease using this shade up here, this warm brown. So focusing it right on the outer half. I'm coming at my eye at a angle pointing down just to really define that crease. I want everything to be a little bit exaggerated, so I'm not keeping it straight in my natural crease. I'm sort of inching away from it, trying to create a bigger eye shape. And then whatever is residual on the brush, I'm taking and finishing, sort of following through the rest of the crease. I'm going to continue to grab more and blend additional product in as I see fit until it is as dramatic as I'm looking for. I'm going to take a little bit of that mustard shade and blend that right on top to soften the edges a little bit. Then go back into the dark shade and continue to build it up. Now I'm going to take my flat Urban Decay electric brush, the bigger side, and I'm going to spray it with my MAC Fix Plus and go into my favorite Pat McGrath shade right here. Beautiful duochrome. And then I'm just gonna pat this all over the lid. This is where the magic happens, folks. This brush is so nice for cutting the crease. You could always lay down a base of concealer to clean up first if you want, but I find with this method it's not really necessary. I don't want too much thickness weighing down the lid. To bring back some more dimension, I'm going to take that same brush and go into this light topper shade. With this one, I'm going to pat that right on top, the inner 2/3 of the lid, as well as the inner corner. I'm taking my Urban Decay Zero eyeliner. It's a black, and I'm just going to run this in my waterline and tightline with it. I'm also running this on the upper outer half of the lash line. I'm going to take this purple with my flat brush and run that on the lower lash line. I'm going to take it and run it over the upper lash line as well, especially the outer half, and fade it into the inner half. I'm going to dip into this blue with my fluffy brush, and I'm going to run that right over the outer edge of the crease, overlapping into the dark area we already laid down and the duochrome shade. Just running that right on top. To reinforce that, I'm taking a little bit of the navy shade with my fluffy brush from the Viseart. We're going to do the same thing but be a little bit more precise. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the orange and smoke out the lower lash line. We're sort of curving it all the way around. I threw on some mascara off camera, and now I'm going to go for complexion. I'm going straight in without using a primer. This is the Makeup Forever Water Blend Foundation in the shade Y245. And I'm just going to apply a light layer of this. I feel like while I do need some coverage to cover redness, I'm not feeling a heavy foundation. And this is one of my absolute favorite foundations. It always looks so natural. I'm taking a little bit of concealer, the NARS Soft Matte Concealer, right underneath the eyes and the cheeks. I'm taking a little bit of my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores. Super necessary today. I'm going to go ahead and do my brows, and I will be right back. This is my Dream Filter from Marc Jacobs and a fluffy brush. This is my Chikuhodo GSN 1 brush. I like to mix these two shades to start off with a very soft bronzing effect. And then take the darker shade and sculpt a little bit more precisely. With a Wet n Wild powder brush, I'm going to take Apricot from H&M and use that right as my blush on the outermost parts of the cheek. I'm taking my Winter Solstice palette from Huda Beauty. I'm going to take a little bit of the cream shade with my finger and tap that onto the nose, right in between the eyes, on the tip of the nose, on the cupid's bow, right on the tops of the cheekbones. And then, this brush is actually meant for painting, so use whatever highlighter brush you want. I'm going to take the Arctic Glow, my favorite shade, and use this right on the cheekbones. It's kind of intense, so I'm going to take my time blending that out. I'm going to take the pink shade and top off that blush that we laid down. So a little bit below the blue shade. And then I'm going to take the Northern Lights, the yellow gold. I'm going to place that right at the top of the cheekbone. I like how all these shades blend into each other. Before we do the lips, I'm going to quickly spritz my face with some MAC Fix Plus. Today, I'm going to use the Desert Suede from Dose of Colors Liquid Matte. Alright guys, so that completes this look. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys.